Hi, everyone. Harry here. It's a big day for the Trump administration's attempted ransacking of civil society. I did another YouTube just now on law firms, and now we had a big hearing yesterday in the Harvard case, in which the administration is trying to take literally billions of dollars in research funding away from Harvard. They've been less than pristine, the administration, in talking about what they're doing, but they've settled pretty much on one policy view and one legal view. The policy view is everything they are doing, all the stuff they're taking away, we're talking literally billions of dollars, is in response to or reprisal for Harvard's failure to have sufficiently protected the rights of Jewish students and others as against anti-Semitic conduct by people demonstrating in favor of Gaza and Palestinians during the war. That's what they're saying they're doing. Judge Burroughs, Allison Burroughs, who Trump is now calling out by name and loathes with a special Trump animus, and has had most of the action involving Harvard, has at the hearing seemed very, I want to say, very skeptical about the administration's position. What she's saying, and this is a little bit reminiscent of the YouTube I've just done in the law firm setting, what you are doing, and she's just, calling out the facts of the matter. It'll be really interesting to see if the higher courts don't adopt these factual findings, because that's what district courts are good at. But she's saying, look, you are just taking reprisal against Harvard for viewpoints you don't like, including DEI stuff, which figures in robustly in the actual orders and the things they are trying to do. And that, says Burroughs, and this we also talked about in the law firm setting, that's the highest justification there is. And look, there's a reason for it, and it dovetails with Donald Trump's just skein of lawless actions as president. The number one thing you don't want the government to do, the deepest offense it can make to the First Amendment, is to decide what it likes and what it doesn't among citizen speech and reward those it champions and penalize. And I mean, right, billions of dollars of penalties, the ones that it doesn't approve of. And we're not talking, sometimes it's dressed up in saying that some things that Harvard is doing are unconstitutional. For instance, unconstitutional racial favoritism. The short answer to that question is anything unconstitutional. The administration can come in and say you can't do unconstitutional stuff. Not a problem. We are talking about a big netherworld where Harvard typically should be and can do as it likes. And the administration's disagreeing is no possible basis for taking away money. And just the point I've made in the past before, this taking away of billions of dollars, yes, if they could do it, would bring Harvard to its knees. And isn't that a great strike against elite institutions, our number one and oldest college, et cetera? Should I maybe not say number one? I mean, the first college people cite when they think about prestige schools. But the real victims here are the beneficiaries, like all of society, in what has been a phenomenally productive partnership between government and government funding and universities and scientific and other kinds of research. That's really whom Trump is really kicking in the face just because he wants to get at Harvard for basically pretextual reasons. Okay, so the administration position, it's always interesting. What's the administration going to say? The executive orders typically say things that the law just doesn't allow, and that it's clear, what's really going on here. The position of the administration, and this is going to be the issue that's mainly framed as it goes up. Burroughs hasn't ruled yet, but she's telegraphed very strongly she's going to rule in Harvard's favor. And in challenging that on appeal, it seems clear that what the administration is going to say is, it's our money. We can do whatever the hell we want. So, basically, as always, when push comes to shove and they're having to defend reasons that are obnoxious and anti-constitutional, you could say in policy, the administration is retreating to a "you can't tell us what to do" position, a really, really dangerous position, especially writ large. So that's what it wants to say. That's the issue that's set up. Is this a reprisal for viewpoint? Is it viewpoint discrimination, essentially, which, as Burrows said at the hearing, is the highest standard there is? Or is it, as the administration is going to try to argue, just, it's our money, we can go to this restaurant or that restaurant, and you can't tell us what to do with the taxpayers' money? That's what is going to be set up. So we can now, in the wake of the hearing, expect an opinion from Burrows that puts it firmly on viewpoint discrimination ground. And from that point, it will go up on appeal to the First Circuit, and that issue will be joined clearly at the level of the First Circuit Court of Appeals, that has to date tended to, more than other courts of appeals, affirm the holdings of the district courts below. So this is one, if the administration loses, and if I had to predict, I would say it would in the First Circuit, they'll have to decide whether to take it up to the Supreme Court. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.